Hello, kindergarten, first and second grade Avonworth Primary Center students. My name is Bill and I'm a Ohio Township volunteer firefighter. And today I'm joined by firefighter Nate, Bob, and Jeff, and some children of our volunteer firefighters I believe many of you might know from your school. As I hope you already know, October is Fire Prevention Month, and each year during this month, fire companies all over the United States provide school students like yourselves fire safety lessons. As you first and second graders probably remember, last year we brought our safety trailer to your school and we taught you fire safety in our pretend kitchen and bedroom. Unfortunately, in 2020, we must all modify how we learn because of the COVID virus that is everywhere in our world. To make sure you did not miss your fire prevention training this school year, we have partnered with our local State Farm agent on Mount Nebo Road, Good Neighbor Johnson Insurance, to make sure you receive the fire safety materials, which I believe your teachers have distributed to you already. We have also teamed with the Avonworth High School Film Club department to create this video for you to watch and learn fire safety virtually. We hope you will pay close attention and are able to learn the fire prevention lessons we plan to share with you, which include what should you do if your house catches on fire. So to begin, please follow me in to our safety trailer and learn some important life-saving lessons. Hi kids, how are you today? Good, good. Hey, before we start, I just want to thank Charlotte and Caroline Klingenberg and Will and Bobby Huffmeyer and Kara Norris, my granddaughter, for helping us make this video. Okay, let's get started. Imagine you are in your kitchen at home right now, which might be if that's where you virtually learn. But I have a question. Who knows where the most house fires start? Yes?
The kitchen.
That's right, the kitchen. The kitchens. And one of the major causes of house fires in the kitchen are the stove. And grown-ups might be cooking something and they leave the room while they have something on the stove cooking. Or we've even heard of stories where they actually left the house to go to the store to get something they needed to make what they were cooking. That's terrible. Never leave the room when you have a stove operating. So here's another thing. Have you guys ever heard of the 3-foot kid-free zone around a stove? Yes. We don't want any toddlers, any kids near the hot stove, right? And what about this? Is this safe with a handle out the front? No. A toddler could grab that and all the hot contents of the pot could spill right on them. So if you ever see this in your kitchen, you might want to tell your parent or a grown-up to move the pot like that so someone can't grab it, okay? So that's very important. The other thing is, a big problem with kitchens are grease fires. So whenever your parents or someone, a grown-up, is making you, say, a hamburger, the grease gets to such a temperature it ignites and you have a fire. Now, does anyone know if you're supposed to put water on a grease fire? Never put water on a grease fire. How you should put out a grease fire is to smother it. So you would grab, say, an oven mitten and the lid, and if this was a grease fire, you would put the lid on top of the pot and smother the fire, because fire needs oxygen to burn, and you just stop the oxygen so the fire will go out. Another way is to take baking soda. Most kitchens have baking soda, and you can sprinkle that on the fire and that'll put it out. And then if you're lucky enough and your family has a fire extinguisher in their kitchen, you can use your fire extinguisher as long as it's a dry chemical type fire extinguisher, or an ABC as they call it. Okay? So now the grease fire's out. Is there anything wrong with putting say a towel in a microwave? Yes?
Yes, it could start a fire.
That's right. That's a good point. And what if you see any of these things in your house? What should you do? What are these? Matches, right? Lighters? Yes?
You should tell your parent and they'll move them.
Very good, Caroline. Yes, and they should put these away where they can't be played with by little kids, right? Who knows what that is? Yes?
Carbon monoxide alarm.
You are correct. That's a carbon monoxide monitor, a detector. And carbon monoxide, that's an important detector to have in your house. And these are something that should be installed in your basement. It'd be good to have one in your kitchen. And what carbon monoxide is, it's an odorless, it has no smell, you can't tell it's there, but it's very dangerous. It's produced from a furnace that isn't working properly, or a hot water tank, or it can be produced by an automobile or a truck. They emit carbon monoxide. And carbon monoxide will give you a headache, it'll make you dizzy, it could make you very nauseous to your stomach, and it could end your life. So it's very important that our houses all have carbon monoxide monitors and that we maintain them. In the fall, we change the clock an hour back, and in the spring, we change it an hour ahead, right? And so that's a good time to change the batteries in your carbon monoxide detector. And then once a month, your parents should test them. And Caroline, if you could push the, in the center of there's kind of a lever that's out, and if you push it in, you can test that carbon monoxide detector. There you go. So that's a test that Caroline knows her carbon monoxide is good. And that's something that you should do every month. Change the batteries twice a year. And carbon monoxide detectors are only good for 5 years. So after 5 years, they don't work anymore and they need to be replaced. Okay. So who knows what this is? Yeah, smoke detector, right? Smoke detectors are super important in our house. I mean, on average, there's 380,000 fires a year. And of those fires, we lose 1,800 people. And we lose 3 out of every 5 because they don't have working smoke detectors. So smoke detectors are extremely important to have ones that are working in your house and have good batteries. These should be installed in every floor of the house, and usually people put them in the hallways. They should be in the kitchen, near the kitchen area. They should be in the basement, okay? And we also believe now, because in order to prevent fire from spreading throughout your house, we believe it's important that when you go to sleep at night, you should close your bedroom door, and that prevents fire spread. And if you close your bedroom door and you're asleep in your room, you may not hear the smoke detector in the hallway. So we recommend you put them in your room. So all the bedrooms should have smoke detectors, because we want you to hear the beep where you sleep. So even if your smoke detector is wired into your house, they always have batteries for backup in case your house should lose power, which happens sometimes in our area. And these batteries, like the carbon monoxide detector batteries, should be replaced twice a year. And so you can do that when you do the carbon monoxide batteries when you change your clocks. So it's a good reminder when we change the time. So when you hear this, I have a question for you. What is your number one job?
Get out and stay out. Get out and stay out. Get out and stay out.
That's correct. That's correct. You should get out of the house and stay out, and you should not waste any time gathering up your favorite toy or your iPad or any of your belongings, because those can all be replaced, but you cannot. So in today's new houses, the materials that they make the houses out of very rapidly burn up. So if you had a little fire, say in your family room on the couch, it would only take 6 to 8 minutes for that fire to grow and completely engulf your home. So that's why it's so important for you to get out as quickly as you can. So once you get out of your house, what should you do then? Yes?
Go to your mailbox.
Yes, go to your meeting place, right. What is a family meeting place? Well, it could be a mailbox. It could be a big tree in your yard. It could be a street sign. It needs to be something that wouldn't be moved, right? So you wouldn't use a garbage can by the street as your meeting place, because that could be moved, or you wouldn't need a car parked in front of your house because that would be moved. But why do we need a meeting place? Everyone goes to their family meeting place so they can be accounted for, and we know everyone is out of the house and safe. Because when the fire company arrives, they're going to ask your parents, is everyone out of the house and are they safe? And if one kid went down to the neighbor's house and another kid went to the playground that's near their house, we wouldn't know where everyone was. So then the firefighters have to go in the burning building and search the building to make sure no one is left in the building and needs rescued. And so that's unnecessary if everyone is out of the house. So meeting places are very important. So at school, you have fire drills, right? Yeah. And you do that probably a couple times a year. Does anyone do fire drills at their house? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Every house should do fire drills. And in order to do a fire drill, you and your family need to sit down and create a plan on how you're going to escape from different areas of your home. So if you're in your family room, you need 2 ways out of every area. One way could be your front door, right? But maybe there's a fire in the hallway and you can't use the front door. So now in the family room, maybe you have a window, or maybe you have a sliding glass door. So everybody should know how to open the windows and the doors in their house so they can get out and stay out, okay? So that's very important. And you should do the fire drill at your house once you develop your plan twice a year. So I would suggest that when you change your clocks, you change your batteries, you should also do a fire drill. And then everyone knows what to do should a fire occur in their home. Okay? All right. So who knows when are you supposed to call 911?
When everyone gets to the meeting spot.
Yes, but in general, you would call 911 if you had a fire issue, right? And you would call 911, let's say if there was a medical problem in your house. Or you might call 911 if you needed police, right? So all those are things 911 can help you with. And some of the things that you might think about and why you should call 911 is if you saw a fire or you smelled something burning, or your smoke detector or your carbon monoxide detector were beeping. Maybe you smell natural gas. Have you ever smelled natural gas? There's a gas leak in the stove or something. There could be power lines because we had a bad storm and power lines fell down on your street or in your yard and they're sparking, right? That's a very dangerous thing you should stay away from. Maybe there's a tree that fell down and is blocking your street, and that's not good because emergency vehicles can't get to you. Or your house might be flooding. Those are all good reasons to call 911 and have the fire company come to your house. Now, if someone was having a medical problem, maybe someone was having troubles breathing, or they were choking, maybe they had a wound and they were bleeding and nobody could stop the bleeding by putting pressure on it, right? Maybe someone broke a bone. Or maybe you had someone who can't wake up and you don't know why. So those are good reasons to call 911. But what you don't do is you never call 911 for fun because you're bored, you know, or your dog ran away, or your cat's in a tree, or someone has a minor injury. So those are all things you should not call 911, okay? So what we're going to do now is we have a telephone here, and we have a 911 operator in a secret room in our trailer. So we'll have you call 911 and talk to the operator. Hello, 911. What is the nature of your emergency?
There's a fire next door.
Is everyone out of the house?
Yes.
What is your name and address?
Ohio Township.
Thank you very much. The fire company will be there soon. Now, I have a couple things. So you're exiting your house. You're getting out of your house, and your clothes caught on fire. Who knows what you should do if that should happen? Yes.
Stop, drop, and roll.
That's correct. That's correct. So if you're in, say, the hallway out your bedroom, and it's very smoky because smoke rises, right? And it's very hot up there. And you should get down low on the ground and crawl to the door to get out of the house, right? And down low to the ground, it's cooler, and you won't breathe as much bad smoke, and you'll probably be able to see better. Does anyone know what this red box is on the wall? Yes.
The pool box.
Yeah, a pool box. And so those are in your school. You have them in your school, right? And they're also in stores, maybe like Giant Eagle or Sam's Club. So whenever someone detects a fire, sees smoke, they would go and pull that, and all the alarms would go off, and the fire company would be notified there's a fire at that address. So what we're going to do as a little drill, we have a fake smoke generator, and we're going to bring smoke into this room, and I believe, Keyaira, you volunteered to pull the alarm, and once the alarm is pulled, I want everyone to get down low and crawl to this exit door over here. But before you open the door, it's important to use the back of your hand and make sure it's not hot before you open it and get out of the room, okay? How's that feel? Is it hot? No, it's cool. All right, go ahead. Get out of the room.
Okay, hi guys, my name's Nate. I'm a firefighter with Ohio Township. We're going to go over some more safety tips here. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Would you ever put your clothes on top of a lamp? Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Because they could start a fire.
Exactly. How about if you have candles burning? Should you leave them burning and leave the house or leave the room?
No.
Good. How about a space heater? Do you want to put anything near it?
No.
Lay anything on top of it? And then how about an electric cord? All you guys probably have a cell phone or an iPad or something. If the cord feels really warm, what should you do?
Unplug it.
And why are you unplugging it?
So it doesn't get hotter.
And what can happen if it gets too hot?
It can start fire.
Exactly. Good. If your house is on fire, should you ever hide in a closet or under your bed?
No.
Be afraid? Be afraid of the firefighter or the police? Okay, so we're going to go over here what to do if you're in your bedroom and it's on fire. So whenever we turn that fire on, everyone stay calm. We're going to come. You're going to slide the window open. Get on the ladder. You want to spin around. Keep both hands on it. Climb down, facing in. So if you slip, you fall in towards the ladder. And then, where are you going once you get outside?
Here to the mailbox.
Yep, to your meeting place. Here, our meeting place is this mailbox, this black mailbox right here. So, and we'll have a firefighter outside to help you get down the ladder. Now, if you're at your house and you can't go out because the fire's in the other room, you have to go out the window and there's no ladder here. What would you do?
You scream for help.
Exactly. Good idea. scream for help, you can get a blanket or something if it's dark out and throw a blanket out the window and wave it around, or a towel, or wave your shirt like something bright, like your pink shirt or your pink or
If you have a flashlight, you can wave it.
exactly.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bailey. I'm a firefighter with Ohio Township. And boys and girls, as you just heard from Firefighter Bill, what happens if you hear the fire alarm in your house go off? What's the first thing you should do?
You should go out and stay out.
Get out and stay out, right. And you heard from Firefighter Nate, what happens if you come into a room and you can't get out the door? What should you do?
Scream for help or wave something.
Right, go to the window and scream for help. What we are trained to do as firefighters, what we're trained to do is be able to find you and be able to get you out of there. And there's two ways we might do that. One is we may get a ladder to your window if we see you up there and try to come out the window. Or we may try to come in through the building, through your house, to be able to find you. So what I want to talk about is some of the gear, because when we go into a building, there's two things we have to be worried about. The heat from the fire, and what's another thing we would have to worry about?
Smoke.
Right. So our gear is to protect us from both of those. So you'll see here this gear, it's very heavy, it's very thick, and what it's trying to do is protect us from the flames and also protect us from the heat of the fire. And we also have, in order to be, because we can't breathe the air when we go inside, we bring air in with us. It's an air tank, and there's about 30 minutes of air that's in that air tank. And when we come into the house, we try to make a lot of noise so that you know that we're in there. So when we come into the house, we may be pounding on the floor, we may be pounding on walls, on doors, we'll probably be calling out and saying, is anybody in here? We'll try to be really loud. And if you hear us, what should you do if you hear us making noise in there?
No.
Yeah, yell as loud as you can. Don't go through the door. Just yell as loud as you can, because you're probably safer in that room. But you may want to pound on your door so we know which door you're in. So when we come in, we're going to come in through the door. We're going to try to get you out probably through a window or the way we just came in. And so like Firefighter Nate told you, one thing you don't want to do is, what's one thing you don't want to do if we come into the room?
Be scared or like hide under your bed.
Exactly. You don't want to hide if you see us. Now, right now you can see my face. You can kind of see what I look like. But when we come in, we're not going to look exactly like this. I'm going to have a lot of this gear, but I'm going to have a mask over my face. So what I want to do is show you what I look like when I'm coming in to the fire, to your room. So one thing we wear is a mask. We can see out of it, but you can't really see our face very well. And what that's protecting us is protecting our face. Now we still got our ears we have to protect. We put this hood over. So now it's even harder to see what we look like. We put our helmet on. And now I'm going to put on this, is going to allow me to breathe. This is the hose that's connected to the tank. We have a little bit of a microphone here, but sometimes you can't always hear, but you can you hear me out of this microphone?
Yeah.
But you can also hear me breathing. It sounds kind of scary. So when I come into your room, we're probably going to pound on the door to open it up. When we do, we're probably going to be carrying some tools too, which is going to be scary. Does anybody recognize these? You probably know what this one is, right?
Yes.
This other tool, which we might have, it's called a Halligan. It's what firefighters use. We can do things, we can pry things with it. When we come in, we're probably going to be making a lot of noise and having this. Don't be afraid. We'll help you get out.
Well, that is all the fire safety lessons we have for you today. We hope you have learned what to do to prevent fires and what to do should your home experience a fire. We thank you for the time, and should you have any questions, please tell your teacher and they can contact us and get an answer if needed. So remember, practicing fire safety is something you should do every day, not just in October. So please be safe.